Hey, thank you for joining GPAgency Live. I'm here with one of the agency partners, Chris Kerrigan, and today we're going to talk about MassMutual. So stick around.
Why won't you tell me something new?
I've always heard that MassMutual is not really very broker friendly. They're kind of wrapped up into a career system. So why would an agent or a broker be interested in partnering with them?
It's a good question. They've recently created a new distribution model where you're basically going direct to the home office now. You used to have to go through a career agency system, maybe the local firm in the biggest city in your state, and then they would take a piece of the commission, and they would process the applications in-house. And now they've created it where an IMO such as GPAgency is able to handle the products coming in, the underwriting process. Our staff can now handle and order the exams and blood work and all of that, and then shepherd it through underwriting. So I think, it's fairly new. It's just a month old, but we're excited to bring on a quality carrier like MassMutual that's got over 170 years of experience.
I was going to ask how long they've been around. Tell us a little bit about their products and what's special about their products versus other carriers that have similar products.
Well, I started with Mass, I'd say it's about 25 to 27 years ago. I was a regional DI specialist. And at the time, they had the best products in the marketplace. There was a new product or a new design called Guarantee Standard Issue, GSI. So where if you got groups of 10 or 20 or more, you'd get guarantee issue for disability products. So that's really excited me, and we put on a lot of big plans on the books for MassMutual going back, like I said, 25 or so years ago. They also have a great individual product. They have business overhead expense. They have buy-sell agreements. So they have every product that we wanted. Plus, they pay dividends. And their product's been performing so well on the disability side, they project between 10 and 20% dividend back. So that's pretty unique to the industry. Now, on the life side, they have a term product. And their term product was always very expensive, you got to say. And the conversion privilege wasn't very good. They've rectified that, so now that you can convert it for the full 20 years up to age 70. So there is a little bit of additional cost, but they brought their pricing back down to be in line with a lot of the other brokerage companies. So it's made it much more attractive. They also have a full product line of whole life, and that's really what sets them apart. They have a high early cash value product. They have a 10 pay. They have a 20 pay. They have a paid up at age 65 and a paid up at 100. So they've got every product for just about what you're looking for. They also have a universal life product line it's fairly competitive in the marketplace. Where I see GPAgency and our firm using their portfolio is, like I said, in the disability arena, as well as the permanent and the term life sales. So we're excited about that. The other thing that, not to ramble on here, typically with career companies such as a MassMutual and Northwestern Mutual and New York Life, a Guardian, their compensation structure is typically a lot lower than a brokerage firm. So they have come up with a very aggressive compensation schedule. And what I think is most attractive is their renewal system, where before you used to get maybe 5% trail. Now they've doubled it to 10 for the first
That's
5
huge.
years. It's huge. It's not heaped commission like a typical brokerage contract would do. They're still going to pay you a little bit less first year, but over a 10-year span, you're going to make a heck of a lot more with a quality carrier that's AAA rated, that's been around for over 170 years.
So what's that going to mean for those career brokers with MassMutual, whereas somebody like us can go in and offer a much more lucrative compensation package?
That's another good one. I'm sure there's going to be some infighting there because you can have dual appointments. So if you're currently appointed through a career agency system or one of your outlets, you can now get appointed through a firm like mine and get enhanced compensation, get enhanced support, helping you shepherd this business through underwriting. We'll quote the business up front for you. The one thing they don't have yet is what their system was called FieldNet, where you go to quote your business and then you can find forms and all those other things. They do not have that ready yet for this launch. They said first quarter of 2022. So we are going to have a little bit of growing pains there as far as the quoting system and where you get the applications and if you can apply, e-apply. So we'll figure that out as we go, but I'm pretty excited about this opportunity right now.
So this thing was just launched. Just last week, we were given the go-ahead to start spreading the word, right?
That is correct. I think it may be a month or two old, but we wanted to get some of the kinks out before we start offering it to our brokers and new brokers out there to attract you to our firm. So this is going to be, I think, a huge launch and a big part of our practice in 2022.
And one of the interesting things, which we just started sending emails, broadcasting this out, let folks know with the deals that we're offering, and we've never had such an amazing response. I mean, it's obvious the brokers out there are hungry for good quality contracts and carriers, and this has proven to be just exactly that.
It certainly has. With Penn Mutual exiting the arena and the brokerage, they had a great whole life product that had high dividends. Ohio National was just purchased by a VC firm, so they're no longer a participating contract. So the competition or the space is limited right now. You've got New York Life, you've got Guardian, Northwestern Mutual, and now MassMutual is going to be the most friendly in the brokerage community.
So tell us, Chris, GPAgency has well over 50 carriers we work with. Who would you align MassMutual with all the carriers? Who do you think would come close to a MassMutual?
Yeah, that's a great question. On the DI side, you've got great companies like Emeritus, Principal, Guardian, that have a great product portfolio that can offer GSI, that guarantees standard issue disability. So they're in one arena. And then on the permanent life insurance side with the high dividends, you're looking at the New York Life. So like I said, Penn Mutual's out of it now. So it's a very small pool on that side. So for one carrier to capture both of those product lines, I think it's going to make up a considerable amount of our business next year.
Okay, so when we focus on the life side, how would you say they are in relation to the other carriers regarding their underwriting?
Well, underwriting, since they can retain, which means you don't have to go out to reinsurance, I believe the first 20 million, it may even be 25 million now, so they can make internal underwriting decisions on their own paper without having, a reinsurer agree to it. So they can make some aggressive decisions on their own. So I think we're on those larger cases, they're going to win some of that. I've got 5 daughters, and all 5 of them own a juvenile policy, or I purchased on each one of them. So that juvenile space, if you buy a policy on a 1-year-old, when they're 30, 40, 50 years old, there's millions of dollars of cash in there. So it's pretty exciting to see it grow over the years. My oldest is 21, my youngest is 3. So you can see the big differences in the policies and what's going to happen over the years.
Well, one of the things I wanted to mention, let's say you have an underwriting issue and you go with MassMutual and then they decline it because of health reasons or something like that. What's one of the major benefits that a broker receives here at GPAgency that would help them overcome something like that?
Well, the nice advantage we have now is that we're going to be handling all the MassMutual stuff in-house. So if we go out and get an APS, attending physician statement, or the blood work, we're going to have that all in-house. So if MassMutual comes back and without the offer that we wanted, we can now pivot it to another carrier that may give a more favorable decision. So now we have the keys to the kingdom for one of the strongest financially solid carriers in the industry, and another 50 to 75 carriers that we can tap into if we need them as well.
Yeah, and how that would work, we would already have the medical information. And the beauty of it is we have a pre-app form that you, the broker, can start using today. Download it off our website. But you complete that pre-app form and send it to us. And it's with information you already know about the client. There's no HIPAA, no signature. You can just simply put valued client in the name field. And GPAgency will broadcast that out to 25 plus carriers and expect a reply in 24, 48 hours.
48 hours, I'd say it's fair enough.
Whether or not they'll consider an application, and if so, what the potential table rating would be. So that allows you to operate more efficiently, and it forces the carriers to make their own decision rather than saying, "Oh, XYZ company didn't want the business. Why would we want to touch it?" But we're able to circumvent that, making them make the decision on their own and give you a higher probability of success in taking care of your customer.
Because the larger cases are one in underwriting. And if you've ever met my business partner, Angela, she is a wizard.
The best.
In the industry that I've ever had the pleasure of working with.
No kidding. The best.
She helps get it through the underwriting. And if it's not Mass's play, which we understand they're not going to take everything, then we go to one of our other favorite carriers. So we got the best of both worlds.
So we're here to find the best product for the specific situation and make sure that you have a successful career out there.
And now the highest compensation for a quality carrier that's available. So I think now we've got a win-win-win.
Outstanding. So Chris, if this appeals to somebody out there, some of the things you shared, how will they be in touch with you?
They can always go to our website, GPAgency.com, so GPAgency.com, or you can always call us 800-283-8376, 800-283-8376, or you can always get on our website. My cell phone's there, Chris at GP Agency, it's Todd at GP Agency, it's any of our staff. We're only 20, so we haven't had duplicates yet. So I can't hire two people with the same name. We'd love to hear from you. I think there's going to be a big year next year, and we're happy to bring them back on MassMutual.
Very good. Well, that's a wrap, folks. So we look forward to seeing you. Give us a call, 800-283-8376. So until next time, thanks for joining GP Agency Live.